All right, hello, and welcome to the weather update. We've got a lot to talk about today, and we got a lot to talk about, so let's get started. First, it was a beautiful day across the area. Very cold, but a beautiful deep blue sky, and it was absolutely a perfect day to be in the pines. And when it's this cold, the sky is blue, even the pines just radiate the coolness of the air. It is amazing. But we have a lot to talk about with the weather, so we got to get started here. So let's, all right, that's Ventus sky. We're going to look at that in a moment. You can see, first of all, showing these really cold temperatures. That's the core of the Arctic air. So upstate, you're already below zero. In North Albany, interior New England, you're already below zero, and you'll be going below zero tonight. And this is the satellite imagery. We're looking at the satellite. You can see clear skies across the area, across Long Island, maybe a little more serious, maybe a little bit serious in the afternoon in New Jersey, but for Long Island, completely clear today. You'll notice north of the area, there's snow cover. And it's one of the things I wanted to talk about was when I was out there, I noticed, this is why we have Ventus sky up, I noticed some snow on the ground when we got into this area here. So like, this was where I was in the Pine Barrens, like over here, right over here. Wading River, Ridge, and I noticed a little coating of snow on the ground. So I'm wondering, we're going to actually go and we're going to rewind this radar back a little bit and see if something happened overnight in that area. Maybe a little bit of a flurry. Maybe it was yesterday. There was maybe a snow shower out east or something. Maybe it was yesterday. Ventus sky allows us to rewind the radar so we can look and see if there was indeed anything out there. And I'm just curious. I'm not going to waste too much time on this because, yes, there it is. So around 6:50, around Friday morning, there was a snow shower that lay up right there that went over that Wading River, Shoreham, Ridge area. And that's why we had a little coating of snow in some areas. I noticed when I was on the Pine Barrens. You'll see in the video there. So, yeah, I wanted to get to the bottom of that before I spoke about all this other stuff going on, especially with this upcoming storm here. We're already under a winter storm watch. Winter storm warnings are in effect now for much of New Jersey, including parts of Ocean County, except for the southern part. That would be a winter weather advisory. But all Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, winter storm warning, and that's going to be very likely for us too. So let's look at some of the observations around right now outside. We'll look at some of the high temperatures and some of the current temperatures. Nassau County, 27 degrees in Levittown, so we're in the mid-20s. The winds have definitely dropped off today. It wasn't quite as windy. It's still a bit of a breeze, but not as windy as it was yesterday. But look at Westhampton, 9 degrees, and with that dew point of 1 and clear skies, I think Westhampton has a good chance of hitting zero or getting close to it tonight in the heart of the Pine Barrens there, and even Eastport is at 19, so you can see how it's cooling off in the Pine Barrens pretty quick. It's going to be a very, very cold night in the Pine Barrens tonight. City still, of course, holding on to the heat with the urban heat island effect there, 30 degrees there. And New Jersey also cooling off, 18 at Miller Air Park, but Westhampton has it beat by a long shot. 18 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, but 9 in Westhampton. So let's go take a look at the highs today. The highs and what we got up to today. Let's look at that. Maximum air temperature. So here we go. Temperatures mainly in the upper 20s. Actually, did manage to get to the upper 20s today. But generally upper 20s and more like low 30s around the city. But out east, it was mainly in the upper 20s. We stayed below freezing all day long. City got a little warmer, though. They got close to 32 or 33 degrees, so not quite as markedly below normal there. And, of course, in New Jersey, yeah, even warmer. Mid-30s in Toms River, believe it or not, it got up to. So, yeah, almost 10 degrees warmer in Jersey versus Long Island. Because this shot of air was directed more at New England and Long Island than New Jersey. And then if we make our way north, you'll see that with the high temperatures today. Only got into the teens up in New England, interior New England, so you could see where that cold shot of air was directed. So going to the National Weather Service site, you will see here that we're going to go over their weather briefing for the significant winter storm here. And this weather briefing was at 5:50 p.m., January 30th, 2021. Winter storm watch is in effect. Coastal flood watches remain in effect for Long Island, Queens for the Monday night time frame. Gale warning in effect for Sunday night across the ocean. Gale watches remain in effect for non-ocean waters for the Monday into Monday night time frame, and storm watches remain in effect for ocean waters for the Monday into Monday night time frame. So heavy snow of 7 to 14 inches. Snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour possible. Near blizzard conditions possible along the coast. Difficult travel. And this could occur in much of the tri-state area. It says snow develops Sunday night. Heavy snow Monday evening. Periods of snow Monday night into Tuesday. Snow develops Sunday night, possibly mixing with rain late Monday into Monday night. So we might have that mix of rain. And this 5 to 8 inches here. Snow possibly mixing with rains for eastern Long Island and southeastern Connecticut. And possibly the Jersey Shore as well. Coastal impacts. 2 to 2.5 foot inundation. So we have this intense storm that's going to form offshore. Moderate coastal impacts. Coastal impacts, Long Island, dune impacts. Times of high tide Monday into Monday night. Strong winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour. Gusts possibly to 50. Could cause scattered down tree limbs and power lines and near blizzard conditions possible. And if it's a heavy, wet snow, that's going to make it worse. I'm hoping it's not. I really would rather see this storm be colder. If we get the icing or the mixed terrain, it's going to make it worse. I'd rather have 5 more inches of snow than have the rain mix in, because it'll make it an icy mess. All right. Coastal areas. This affects the coastal areas with the winds, and then the marine. Seas of 12 to 17 feet on the ocean, 3 to 7 feet on Long Island Sound. Storm force on the ocean. Heavy snow, significant risk. Mixed precipitation for the east end, elevated. Coastal impacts, elevated. Strong winds, coastal areas, elevated. And marine nearshore waters, extreme. Wow, I've never seen them use extreme before. This could be pretty bad flooding on the South Shore. They've gotten off fairly easy with a lot of these storms, and they haven't had too bad flooding on the South Shore. This could be the one that causes a lot of flooding. So this is the National Weather Service forecast here. I am not making a forecast yet. My forecast will be out tomorrow. All right. But Westhampton would be 7 inches, Montauk 6, Islip 8, Farmingdale. Look at that. 10. Oh, I almost thought I saw 20. All right, 10 inches. That's still a lot. New York City, a foot. All right, so this is the probability snowfall forecast in the Weather Service. The strong winds impact mainly South Shore, East End. All right. Winter storm watch in effect Sunday night through Monday night, and I expect the winter storm warning to be issued quite shortly. And so this is the storm right here. All right, and we look at the satellite. In fact, if we take this out to the CONUS view, you get to see the storm here. So here it is. This is what's heading our way. But what's going to happen is the energy from this is going to transfer to a coastal low. So we do have to look at the upper air for that. All right, and I'm actually going to look at the wind. All right, the upper air, the jet stream here. All right, because the jet stream is going to give this storm the energy that it's going to bomb out offshore, so to speak. So you see what happens. There's that upper level low. There's the trough. There's the moisture feed. All right. And you can see, look at that dip there. There's you go. That is one heck of a tilt right there. And that's going to bring up the moisture, but we got the cold air in place. So the jet stream is going to really provide this storm with a good amount of energy. All right. You get an idea of that. All right. And if we go to the upper air now, you'll see there's that trough right there. There it is, right there. Just look at that, just boom, right over us, right offshore. Look at that, and you can see right here in that spot right there. So it's going to take a good track. I'm not even going to go long range because we got enough to talk about right now. All right, with this storm. All right, so let's get a closer view. We'll go to the eastern U.S. and we will look at the surface map on the GFS. Okay, so here's the surface map on the GFS, and here's the storm. So tomorrow we're just going to have clouds, more clouds. Precipitation starts probably later tomorrow night, snow. And see what happens. You see how it's transferring the energy? Here you go. Energy is being transferred offshore, developing coastal low, off the Carolinas. and this thing just bombs out. And the GFS, for whatever reason, this is what the GFS wants to do. See, we're just literally, there's heavy rain that's going to try to get in here. There's literally going to be like a line between heavy rain and heavy snow. Where that line sets up is the question, and we're still not sure yet. But you can see what happens. This thing just deepens. But as it deepens, it'll pull in some, at least the GFS seems to think it's going to pull in enough marine air to change it over to rain as we get later in the Monday night into Tuesday. And you can see this thing is a slow mover. That's the other problem. It's not in a rush because the trough is almost tilted like this. So it's not going to go due east. It's going to sit around for a little bit. And you can see here, we're still being affected by it Tuesday. It's even having more snowfall on the backside overnight and into Wednesday. So this is going to be a long duration event. And like I said, with the the energy in the upper air and of course the ocean with the water temperatures being above normal, this storm has plenty of energy to become a pretty significant storm once it develops and forms offshore. So now we're going to take a closer look at the GFS here. And you'll see here what happens. So the snow starts, and you can see what's going on. You've got heavy snow, literally just north of this line. So there'll be a line between heavy snow and heavy rain. All right, so this is as we get into Monday. You'll see, as we get into Monday, especially early afternoon, later in the afternoon, heavy snow will develop here. I mean, you could see it could be snowing very heavily in Nassau and western Suffolk and pouring rain out in eastern Suffolk, as well as along the Jersey Shore, while this whole area here, western Long Island, central Jersey, New York City, is going to get the brunt of it with the snowfall. And then as we move this along, you'll see that warm air comes further in. And this is what we don't want to see, is that, all right, we've got a lot of snow on the ground. Now it's going to rain on top of that. That's going to make things really messy. I'd rather have it just snow more. So I'm kind of hoping the GFS is wrong about this. But you can see there's the storm right there offshore, and it just takes its sweet time. And then look at that, more snow on the backside perhaps. So let's go take a look at the GFS and its 24-hour snow. Does it have 24-hour total? Or we're going to do the 24-hour total snowfall so you can get an idea. All right, so you can see what it does here. This is the GFS. It accumulates it later Monday in the afternoon, and you can see we get that first phase of accumulation here. You just see a couple of dots, but you can see it looks like 7 or 8 inches over Long Island, and just north of the city, a foot or more. While the East End and southern Jersey don't really get that much. But there's that second batch, and that second batch could give us another, maybe even 4 or 5 inches, perhaps, on the backs. This, like I said, this is going to be a long duration event. It's going to last a long time. So now we'll go to the total snowfall. And again, it's really because Long Island just gets a couple of dots, but you can see here that it's in that 6 to 8 inch range. The heaviest amounts seem to stay north and west of the city because the GFS wants to change it over to rain. And along the Jersey Shore, barely anything. Meanwhile, in this area, Pennsylvania is going to get pounded, possibly in the mountains, 2 feet of snow. So they're going to be getting tons of snow up there, right? So that's the GFS, all right? Let's go ahead and look at the NAM model. This is the NAM 12 kilometer now. Don't have enough of that in, so the A0Z, so we've got to use the 18Z. Before we go look at the totals, let's look at what it does with the system. So here's the system. All right, it's moving in. See the snow spreading into New Jersey. Southern New Jersey could actually start seeing some light snow, actually, possibly even late Sunday afternoon. But for us here on Long Island, we won't really see it until probably after 9 o'clock Sunday night. And then it snows, and it snows heavily. NAM seems to have the heavy snow in the morning. But you see what's going on? It's not that line, that rain-snow line, is staying offshore. So that means all snow for much of Long Island. And that rain, the rain never even arrives. It just gets onto the east end. So this is a better solution because we won't have that mix of rain. If we get rain on top of the snow, it's going to make a big mess. But of course, it means we will get more snow. So let's take a look and see how much the NAM. Now this is the NAM again. You can see it kind of just even Tuesday we're going to have lingering snow around. All right, so there's going to be a lot of disruptions to things, perhaps transportation and stuff. Prepare that you're not going to be going out on it later on Monday and possibly not until later on Tuesday. So let's look at the total snowfall and look at the NAM. Boy, it goes to town on this. We're in the green, so could be over 12 inches, maybe 15 inches is an area that might be close to 20 in the city. And just to the south of us, again, it looks like the poor folks in Tom's River miss out on a good snowfall again for them. But for us, we may have a decent amount of snow here. This is the NAM. So the NAM is obviously a bias to producing more snow, but sometimes it's right. You know, we're going to have to see. I mean, we have plenty of cold air. This is not an issue. We have a lot of cold air, plenty of cold air to produce a very big snowfall. If we keep that marine air out, we should be able to make this happen. You know, look, I don't really want a lot of snow, but I'd rather have 15 inches of just snow than 8 inches of snow that is turned to ice. You know what I'm saying? So you get the idea of what I'm saying. The other thing we can look at also is temperature. So we can also look at the temperature and see why it's doing that. Why the temperatures are different on this model. So we'll look at the temperatures here. All right. So after a cold night tonight, probably lows in the teens again. All right. Sunday we stay cool. All right. This is again the NAM, but I really don't think we get much above 30. And then you see we're firmly in the cold air. Tries to bring the milder air in, and the cold air kind of comes back. It's really a close call. It's really hard. There's going to be a fine line. I mean, it could almost be a matter of just a couple of miles where somebody might have a foot of snow and then a couple miles away, maybe only 4 inches. So that's what could happen. It all depends on a number of things. And the other thing we can look at, of course, is FGen. You can also look at that. All right, and you can see here, the heaviest FGen. Now, the NAM seems to bring the heaviest FGen in Monday night, right there. All right, so that's another thing, another parameter we could look at to determine what's going to happen. And also temperature. So we can also look at the, yeah, that is actually temperature. It's the 850 temperature. So this is the 850 temperature now that we have up here. All right. This is something that we could use too to tell us what's going to happen here. All right, this red is where it's raining, obviously. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And we could also have an icing situation too that we have to be careful of too. Hopefully not, but we're going to have more information tomorrow. All right, but this is shaping out to be quite a storm potential indeed. And then the other issue, of course, is the wind. So we're going to look at the wind now. I prefer using windy.com because it gives a better resolution. But you'll see as we go into Monday, look at that. Look at that strong wind offshore there, and especially the east end, south shore. That's where you're going to get, and the Jersey Shore too. We're going to get some strong winds with that system right there. All right. And if you look at the liquid equivalent here, total accumulated precip, which is total accumulated precip. Look at the liquid equivalent. This is going to put down a lot of liquid. So you can see 2 inches of liquid. All right. So if most of that's snow, you're going to get a lot of snow. But if it's rain, then you imagine getting 2 inches of liquid, 10 inches of it snow, and then the other inch of it is liquid. That could be a mess. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I mean, we'll look at it. I don't really have any other models to look at. There's the HRRR, but that's not going to take us far enough out. I don't think it's going to. Let's go ahead and take a look at that as well. Because the storm is the coastal low hasn't even developed yet, but it will develop. And here's tomorrow night, and you can see here the snow starting. And then this is the HRRR, which you see keeps us in the snow. But look what happens. So we have the snow to start, and then we get that mixing. This could be ice or sleet over us for later Monday afternoon, and then it just kind of sits there. So, like I said, we get that ice and sleet. That could be a mess. That could cause power outages. Like I said, power outages are more likely if we have more rain and less snow, and instead of more snow, believe it or not, because the more rain, especially freezing rain or sleet, is going to be heavier and weigh down the trees and the power lines and cause more problems. So let's go ahead and look at the snowfall on the HRRR, and you'll see it puts Long Island in that 6 to 8 inch range, and then the foot is or more is west of the city. So the kind of all, I mean, there's a general idea, but it depends on exactly where the banding sets up. It depends on where the line is. There's a lot of stuff that there are a lot of variables and right now we have a general idea of what could happen, but it all depends on with that how much of that rain gets in. There's a lot of things, and like I said, there's a lot that can still change, but the potential is there. That I will say that I think that there's a good chance that at least on western Long Island, a very good chance that there's going to be a foot of snow on western Long Island into New York City. There's a good chance of that. Further east, along the east end, it could be less. Along the Jersey Shore south, it could be less. More like maybe possibly 6 inches or less. But the brunt of the brunt area right now is looking like western Long Island, New York City, central Jersey, and the Hudson Valley. That's looking like the brunt area for snowfall. So let me go to another look here at another model, and this is windy.com, and we'll go ahead and look at that as well. And this is the European model now that we will look at, and we'll first look at the wind field from this storm. So let's just put this into Monday. So you can see Monday at 11 a.m. you can see the kind of wind that they're getting, and in the northeast wind at 35 sustained along the Jersey Shore, and the east end is getting a sustained wind around 29 miles an hour, and this is sustained. All right, a little not like we'll be getting less wind but more snow, I think, the way it goes. And again, with the wind and the snow, you could see blizzard conditions too. That's another possibility as well. Now look at this. So this is 11 a.m. Now we're looking at the wind gusts. And you're seeing wind gusts up to 55 miles an hour along the Jersey Shore from the east. And this could cause some pretty bad flooding, especially South Shore, East End as well, with these winds piling the water up. And it gets even worse than this as we head into the afternoon, 3 p.m., 55-mile-an-hour wind gusts across much of Long Island, 56 into the Jersey Shore. And then again, just offshore, you got the 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This storm has plenty of warm water to work on, and again, it's going to be hanging around for a while. We're going to be dealing with these winds through much of Monday into Tuesday morning. They finally back off on the Euro, at least as we get into 10 a.m., I guess, finally a little bit, but still windy conditions on Tuesday. All right, 38 miles an hour. And the other thing, of course, we're going to look at here is the snow. So we're going to look at the precipitation, and we're going to go hit new snow here. And we're going to see what the Euro has for snowfall totals. Yep, a foot in Nassau County, East End would be more like 8.8 inches, and the bullseye seems to be New York City, Central Jersey, 17 inches. So, yeah, somebody's going to... This storm has the potential to really be a major winter storm, and it's looking more and more likely that it will be. And the areas that will be impacted the highest, you can actually draw it for you on here. Let me do that. Let me get my drawing thing here. I believe the areas that are going to get the worst impacts going to be this area right here. All right, it's going to spread into Pennsylvania, but mainly from here, Central Jersey. This is going to be where you're going to get your 12-inch plus amounts, your foot plus 1 foot. If you can read that there. That's where you're going to get your one, because I don't think, I think the cold air stays, and I think that it's going to stay snow in this area. The rain and the mixing, the rain would only occur, I think, only on the East End, extreme East End, and Jersey Shore. We may see sleet, but I don't think we're actually going to ever see a changeover to rain. It's looking less and less likely that that's going to happen, even though the GFS wants to do it. I think it's just too quick in pushing out the cold air. So we have a lot, obviously, going on, and I'll keep you posted on all of it, obviously. A tremendous amount of stuff going on here with the weather, and We've got a significant winter storm that really has the potential to be quite a doozy of a storm. And we'll keep you posted on that. Oh, the other thing, the waves. That's right. Got to look at that too. So we're gonna look at the waves on Monday. Look at these waves, 13 feet. And again, you got this plenty of warm water offshore. You got the upper level energy. You got the cold air. I mean, all the ingredients are there for a major coastal snowstorm, with blizzard conditions likely in at least parts of our area. So prepare. If you haven't been prepared already, hopefully you are prepared, because I think things are going to be pretty impassable later Monday, and possibly into Tuesday as well, at least the first part of it. So that is going to wrap up this video here, this weather update, and we'll keep you posted on this major storm that is on the way for us. Take care, and thank you for watching.